if you're worried about the NSA violating your privacy, you should also consider the fact that civilians, regular people, can also violate your privacy in very, very simple ways. Now, these two men that refer to themselves as artists, Kyle McDonald and Brian House, say that they created a light installation, basically a light bulb that can record your conversations while you're in a private or public place. And then as you're having that conversation, they can use Amazon's Mechanical Turk to transcribe the conversation and put snippets of it onto Twitter. Now, we have a video explaining it in a little more detail. Let's take a quick look at that.
That's great. Well, that's one of the creepiest videos I've seen in a long time.
It's extremely creepy, but I think that it does shed light on a really serious issue, right? Something that we talk about on the show quite often when we talk about privacy violations. Yes, the government does it, but in this case, they're basically saying, hey, you know what? All you need is about $100. You can create the exact same device that we have. That came out weird, exact. The exact same device that we have. And you can not only record a conversation that's taking place, but you can use technology that's readily available to you to then transcribe it and put it onto Twitter. So how does that work? Here's what they say. The device records the audio with help from the nearest open Wi-Fi connection and pays freelance workers through Amazon's Mechanical Turk program to transcribe the audio into tweets. And they also claim that any of the names or personal details overheard in public conversations were removed before the statements were posted onto Twitter. The few tweets that did refer to a specific individual only did so with a single letter abbreviation where a name would have been. So you get the sense they're saying, look, we're doing this as a performance art, we're trying to make a point, but we didn't want to violate anyone's privacy in the process of doing it.
Well, then perhaps you shouldn't have invented that thing that's incredibly easy to abuse. But I know, technology being what it is, somebody would have come up with it. Mm-hmm. And at least they don't mean harm by it. So that's good. They could have used it for bad purposes immediately. They didn't have to make a video about it and tell us all about it. So I'm not blaming them. But it is disturbing overall because you think people aren't going to use that for bad purposes?
But here's the thing that I find really interesting. Now, this varies from state to state. But there are wiretap laws that prevent people like us from doing exactly what they did in that video. And I always find that really interesting because we can't violate anyone's privacy, but other people in the government, officials, people in power, can violate our privacy as much as they want. They can collect information on us indiscriminately, and if you try to stir the pot, if you try to reveal that information, well, it's espionage, you're a whistleblower, how dare you, you deserve to be prosecuted.
Yeah, so if you think husbands and wives who are going through troubles, perhaps a breakup, aren't going to use this, you're nuts. If you think that some employers aren't going to use this, you know, some competitors, by the way. So let's say you want to know what the other side of the transaction is thinking, and you're going to make an offer. Do you know what kind of an advantage this would give you?
Huge advantage.
Right.
Yeah.
So soon, I'm afraid that through this, I mean, doesn't have to be this specific thing about light bulbs. You know, technology like this will be so prevalent that it's going to shred any privacy we have left.
Have you ever spied on anyone that you've dated or?
No. You know, it's just a personal thing. I hate it. I can't stand it. Mm-hmm. I found my sister's diary when we used to fight all the time when we were kids. I found it under her bed. Under her mattress, and I didn't read a word of it because I thought it was wrong.
Aww.
Okay. And I still haven't watched Erin Andrews online. I hate violations of privacy.
Good.
Okay, so that's my particular thing. I know a lot of people can't resist, but I'm not blaming you if you stumble across something and you see it, but don't go out of your way to tap people. It's just going to cause you a mess. It's going to cause them a mess. Look, people talk about like having a superpower of reading people's minds. You don't want to read people's
Hell
minds.
no, I don't want to read
Okay.
people's minds. That sounds terrible, and I definitely don't want people reading my mind. So.
Yeah. I think that if you did read people's minds, that you would go through two stages. One is unbelievable revulsion in the beginning, like, oh my God. Because there's all those things that people don't say. There's a reason why they don't say it, because they don't want to be an asshole. They don't want to upset you. They don't, you know what I'm saying?
I know, but you know, the thing that sucks is people think negative things about you all the time. And you don't know what they are. It's good that you don't know what they are.
It's good.
Yeah.
And a little bit of lies help the world go around, okay? And then the second thing that you would find out is, oh my God, everybody's crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Not
Everybody's crazy, everybody's devious, everybody's perverted, you know, you name all the bad things, right? They're also good and kind-hearted and all that stuff. And then you would come to, I guess in some ways, a healthier appreciation of humanity, but through a lot of questionable stuff, right? And we might all get there as a society, whether we like it or not, because we're about to find out what a lot of people think when we're spying in on everybody.
Yeah.